Yo, everybody. Welcome to Comic Convo Express, everybody. I'm Pedro, the Marvel fanboy himself, and this is...
I'm Tom. That's it.
That's it?
That's how you get to that.
Period, right there.
You know something? Not for you.
I'm Tom.
Welcome to Comic Convo Express. We are live on Twitch TV/Comic Convo Express.
Welcome, guys.
And look who's with us right here.
Yep.
Our associate, our producer, our main man who runs it all.
Our Professor
How you doing?
Professor Xavier.
What's up, G?
To me, my X-Men.
Well, he's still being, high maintenance, but we're good.
High maintenance? Excuse me.
He says bougie, man. That's not right.
A little bougie.
We're going to Starbucks. We're going to Starbucks later.
Well, you can also follow us on YouTube.com/Comic Convo Express for the edited version by Pev Gamer. Hit the subscribe button and follow us. You can also check us out on our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Comic Convo Express. Join now and get early access, behind-the-scenes content, artwork from our own Tommy, and access to our new other show, The After Hours, where the convo goes uncut and uncensored. But it's exclusively
What happens there?
on the Patreon.
There's another extra about what?
Something else we do. Hey,
well, that one doesn't go on Patreon, but I'm just thinking there's on Patreon, there's about what? An extra 9 hours of content?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little more
Keeps
than that.
growing.
That just keeps
Just
growing.
growing. Yeah,
People
totally.
water around it. It keeps growing.
Grow
Water around
That's water on it.
it.
No gasoline, just water. You can check out our merchandise here at streamlab.com/merch/Comic Convo Express/Pev Gamer for both Pev Gamer and Comic Convo Express merchandise. Comic Convo Express is brought to you by W Energy Drink.
Oh, get your dub on.
Get your dub on. Go to w.gg and use the promotional code Pev Gamer to get 10% off everything, the entire order. Get your dub on.
Sweet. Because you need to get hydrated, man. Gotta get hydrated, man.
You too, man.
I love how we never use their actual tagline. We're just like, yep, get your dub on.
We don't even know the tagline, so we decided we're going to give them one.
I told you guys 3 times it's do better.
It's do.
No, I like get your dub on. Come on, dubbed on.
Copyright. Get your dub.
Copyrighted.
I don't think so.
We'll get 10 cents off every time somebody uses it.
I'm sure we won't.
And also don't forget to check out our other show.
Yes.
The behind the panels.
Yes.
It's a great show. It comes on every 2 weeks on Thursday.
Yep.
We talk about everything that's going on in the world of comics.
What's happening
movies,
right now?
cartoons, video games. We
You
just
name
like
it.
hot topics.
Yeah, we just like shoot out the hip on it.
Yeah, on the hip.
Yeah, it's pretty good though.
It's also
Great show, guys. You should check it out, man. Check it out.
And Pev, anything you want to add?
Yeah, for sure. Make sure you follow us over on Twitch. Just pull up the Twitch page. Guys, if you're not already following,
Twitch,
follow
baby.
us. Twitch.tv/Comic
Twitch.
Combo Express. Just want to reiterate that for everybody. Help us out. Go show some love over there. That is twitch.tv/Comic Combo Express. And you can check my channel over on twitch.tv/
Check him out.
Yeah.
Mr. Pev Gamer.
Plays all the best games.
All the best games.
Mhm.
So are you guys excited for today's episode?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, man. It's been a while.
We had a couple of bowls of cereal.
It's been a
watching all
while.
these movies and
We drank some
screaming.
W. We put the W in the cereal.
Yeah.
We put
Well, you can't make the joke without telling the people what the episode is. So today's episode's all about Marvel and DC animations. We're going to do a lot of comparing and contrasting to DC and Marvel's best animation projects, whether they're movies or series. Now, both of my experts here have seen most. I'm going to definitely say most because I know just before we were talking, going live and stuff, you had said you hadn't seen a couple of the newer series, which is fine, which is totally fine.
Oh, it's all good, man.
Regular
Yeah,
series.
It's all good. It's all
Not
good.
animated. Animated, I probably missed one show or two, but I'm catching up on that.
You've missed more than that.
Oh, yeah.
We were just talking. You haven't seen My Adventures with Superman.
I'm working on that one. That's
are
on my
you?
homework. Yes.
All right.
I just finished watching
Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff
Spider-Man.
dropping too, man. Comic stuff too.
It's a lot of comic book stuff. It's good to be a
good to be
person who
alive.
loves
It's good to be
animated
alive.
series.
One at a time, guys, because then the audio gets jumbled and nobody can hear.
Yeah, it's good to be alive.
It's good to be alive, yes. And watching all these cartoons that comes out.
As they have age.
It's almost like Saturday morning cartoons. Remember those days?
I remember. Oh, you're showing our age, P. You're showing our
Showing
age.
the age, but you know what? That was before Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
so
we used to
I'm
have
okay.
VHSs. Remember those days?
Oh,
That's the
those
good
were
old
the
days.
days. The screen was never crisp as it is now.
Good old days.
All right, guys,
All right,
let's
let's
get
do this.
into the first segment. So, segment 1, Top 3 animated series, Marvel or DC. I'm going to give you each one honorable mention. Please leave it till the end and do them in order from 1 being the best and 3 being, I guess, the least of the favorites, let's say. So Tommy, you want to take the ball with that one?
Yeah, I'll jump on it. I know Paige is gonna extend this a little bit, but here's my take. No, I'm just saying of what I'm doing. My one all time is the X-Men animated series. Now, don't get confused between the 97 because that's more of an extension of the original. The original dropped from 1992 to 97. This classic series is widely regarded as one of the greatest animated superhero shows of all time.
Of course.
And I'm sure you'll probably agree. The adventures of the X-Men, the team, mutant superheroes, fighting all the bad guys, etc. Faithfulness to the comic book source material, engaging storylines and character development. Memorable theme song, of course, P. Yes, that's close. Have the truck.
He did. He dropped.
The X-Men 1990 series, also known as the X-Men animated series, not to be confused with the 2011 X-Men. Remember they had all in 2011.
Right.
Was beloved adaptation of the comic book, etc., etc. Now I have 3 highlights. Highlight number 1: Days of Future Past. Remember that one?
Legendary X-Men.
Do not delay, mutant.
Move, rookie! This ain't no dress rehearsal.
Season 1, episode 11 to 12.
Two-parter.
The 2-part episode adaptation of the classic comic book storyline introduced the dystopia future where the X-Men failed to prevent the Sentinels from taking over. The arc showcased the series' ability of balanced action, drama, and social commentary. Amazing. Then my second highlight, I got Wolverine Origin Story, Season 2, Episode 1 and 2.
Dr. Cornelius, how is our patient?
Could be better, Professor. He put up some resistance when our boys picked him up last night.
Is he damaged?
Nothing serious.
The Weapon X episode explored Wolverine's troubled past, revealing experiments that gave the Weapon X episode explored Wolverine's troubled past. Of course, I already said that. Wolverine's character and provided, all about his adamantium, et cetera, pretty much like his little backstory.
Yeah.
Then the highlight number 3, I got the Phoenix Saga.
You wish me to return to the cold nothingness of space? You wish me to give up the body? Never!
Oh,
Phoenix,
Yeah.
Yep, it was a 5-part episode. Adapted the iconic best storytelling features the X-Men battle against Hellfire Club and the tragic fate of Jean Grey. The arc showcased the series' ability to balance epic scope of emotional character moments. And when I tell you, man, still remember, like I said, it was adapted from the comic.
Of course.
Great John Byrne, great Chris Claremont. Chris Claremont, going to be a Terrificon.
Claremont.
Terrificon!
For
Right,
all
guys.
of our newer viewers and stuff, Terrificon is a Connecticut version of Comic-Con. We try to attend every year just to walk around and say hi and stuff like that. So if you guys recognize us over there, make sure you stop us and say hello and tell us how much you love or hate the show.
We're going to wear our Convo hats
Definitely. Well, I mean,
and matching pajamas.
Yes, and matching pajamas.
Why not?
we got a match. Why not?
I'll be Batman.
I'll be Robin.
Hey, they say when you go to work, dress for the part. I'm gonna be Batman.
Holy ravioli!
You're warm.
Just
You
like
about
you
to be
want
in-
the job.
I want to be Batman.
Wear spandex?
Hey, sometimes you have to.
Work.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Guys, say number 2 I got
Uh-huh.
on my list is Spider-Man the animated series from 1994 to 1998.
How observant you are! No, I'm not the Hobgoblin, Mettler. I'm the Green Goblin. Not that you live long enough for it to matter.
Ah! This goblin's got super strength. He's crushed my web shooters.
This classic series is beloved by many fans today. It follows the adventures of Spider-Man as he battles supervillains and balances his personal life. Joe's success hit can be attributed to its faithfulness to the Spider-Man comic book character, engaging storylines and character development. Memorable theme song too, right, P?
With what's like the guy from Aerosmith.
Yes.
Yeah, the guitars. Yes.
Slash. No, not Aerosmith. I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
It was
They're all the same group.
God,
Slayer, Guns N' Roses, and Slash, Slaughter.
he was the Aerosmith.
That's where he.
That's
Spider-Man animated series again, classic. So I got 3 highlights. P. I got highlight number 1, the Venom.
Same way you did, Spider-Punk. Or do you mind if we just call you Peter Parker?
What did you say?
Ooh, you're quite the bully when you want to be, aren't you, Parker? Problem is, Eddie Brock isn't the same guy he once was. Why don't we introduce you to our better half? We call ourselves Venom. We're your old clothes, kid. Your hand-me-downs. The symbiote that Peter Parker tried to destroy, Eddie Brock has embraced.
Episode 8 to 9, the 3-part episode introduced iconic villain, aka Eddie Brock. The storyline explored the complexities of Venom character as its twisted relationship with Spider-Man. Second highlight I got, it's called the Neogenic Nightmare.
the Neogenic Nightmare. Oh my God.
Season 2,
The whole
episode
season.
1 through 5. The 5-part episode saw Spider-Man facing off against various villains, including the Hobgoblin, while struggles with the consequences of the Neogenic, what's it called? Recombinator?
Recombinator.
There you go. Thanks, Pete. Good luck, man. You got my
trying to help.
back. You got my back. You got my 6, baby. Stay frosty. The arc showcased the series' ability to balance action, suspense, and character development. Number 3, I got the Spider-Verse arc, season 3, episode 10 to 11.
You must help yourself. But that does not mean you will be alone. Look.
Am I going mad? This is the one that's supposed to be our leader? Give me a break. I should be in charge of this group. I'm the real Spider-Man. I don't know what kind of mind game this is, but I'm the real Spider-Man.
Spider-Wars, the 2-part episode, predates the modern Spider-Verse concept, but it featured a similar multiverse spanning storyline. Spider-Man teams up with various alternate versions of himself to stop venomous Spider Carnage.
That came out before Spider-Verse was ever introduced.
Yes.
That is true. Yeah.
That was years.
Well, so if
history
you
right
think
there.
about it too, probably because of that episode, we got such an extension of the Spider-Verse because
Yes.
prior to the only other alternate version we had was Spider-Man
Spider-Man
299.
299, yes.
Miguel O'Hara.
So you're talking about like 10 years before they decided to do the
Spanned.
Spider-Verse.
That's
So
crazy.
They were ahead of schedule.
And again, on the
definitely
X-Men 1990 series, that way predates the actual X-Men movie from Fox. It
That's
came out
true.
in
That's very
2000.
true.
It takes 10 years to catch up. That's what it
It
is.
was amazing. And also to touch on the Amazing Spider-Man series, fun fact, Mark Hamill was Hobgoblin voice.
Yes, he was.
And he was also the voice of the Joker.
Yes.
Well, not in Spider-Man.
Oh,
You spoiled it. That's my number 3. Okay, guys. Nice segue right into number 3, guys. I got Batman, the animated series from 1992 to 1995. This classic series is widely regarded as one of the best animated superheroes shows of all time. Adventures of Batman as he battles various villains that can't even speak. It's so great. It's really great. Go watch the damn show. It's very dark atmosphere, very great.
Remind me, the Batman animated series spawned 3 VHS movies, right? Well, I know some of them were in theaters, but it spawned 3 movies,
the
right?
one, definitely in the movie. There was the Mask of the Phantasm. I saw that.
Yeah.
movie.
That was such
That
a great
was
one.
awesome.
There's Sub-Zero and then
Sub-Zero
there's
with
The Mystery of the Batwoman, I think.
yeah, that went straight to
VHS.
VHS.
Yes.
Yes,
I
that
gotta
was
say,
another
rest in peace to Kevin Conroy.
Kevin
Yes,
Conroy,
yes.
Kevin Conroy.
He was actually also at TrivaCon. I met him a couple years back when your
So did
brother
we.
got
We
a
met him
pop,
too.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome, dude.
Great guy.
And speaking of, too, just to put it out there, I don't mean to interrupt
No,
you for
you're
sure.
good, brother.
When Kevin Conroy passed away, it's been 2 years now, right?
It's been,
2
yeah,
years.
it's been a
Over
few
on my
years.
channel, we did a run through of all the Batman Arkham games.
Did.
Make sure you check those out. We played them on the hardest difficulty.
His voice is in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one he wasn't
That's the
in was in Origins because that was Roger Craig Smith.
He did a good job
He
too.
did
You
a
said,
great
remember?
I loved.
He said he
Roger
did
Craig
really
Smith
good.
as Batman.
He's Batman.
He's like, I don't know, man. Nobody could compare. Like, did you watch it? You're like, dude, this dude's badass. Like, I give him props.
He's
Much
doing
love.
good, props, but you know.
All right. I got 3 highlights from the animated series, again, from 1992 to 95. Heart of Glass, Season 1, Episode 14, a critically acclaimed episode that explores Mr. Freeze's tragic backstory.
Yes.
Man, he had it tough.
He had it tough.
Yeah, he was doing what he had to do, man. He loved the chick, man. Threw her on ice, and it's tough.
Try to keep her alive. That's
And then the second highlight I got is the Laughing Fish, season 1, episode 22. A Joker centric episode showcasing his unpredictable nature. And then number 3, I got Read My Lips, season 1, episode 18. A centric episode that delves into the psychotic struggles of the villain. Ventriloquist.
I remember that villain.
Yeah. All right, and P, that's pretty much what I got, sir.
So just before you take over, real quick, just 2 major announcements now that we see more people flying on the live. Guys, we have partnered with
I'll drop mine. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good.
We have partnered with a local comic book company called Heroes in Action. You can check them out on
Great shop. Heroes in Action.
Heroes in Action. I almost said Heroes for Action for the website. HeroesInAction.com. They have been kind enough to donate us a copy of Web of Spider-Man issue 1 in prestige condition.
Yes.
We are doing a giveaway for it. So if anybody wants to be entered into the giveaway, we'll announce the winner at the end of the show.
Sweet.
You have to hit !giveaway space 1 in the live chat to be entered. The only condition is you have to be following to win the prize. If you are subscribed on the other channel, you got a bonus entry. So make sure you guys check that out as well. And then one other thing too, this podcast is viewer supported.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to support and be able to ask a question, go to streamlabs.com/comic convo express. And we do text to speech for $69 and up. It will interrupt the show no matter what segment we are in, and you can ask your question. $10 and up will show your question on the screen, and we will address it in the intervals. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Pedro, you can take it away.
Oh, yeah, I'll drop my honorable mention after you drop yours.
So let me understand your list.
Okay.
So 1 was X-Men 97.
No.
Oh, no, 3.
The one that predates X-Men 97.
The original actor.
The original OG, yes, sir.
And 2 was Spider-Man?
Yes,
and
94, 98.
And the last one was
Batman the animated series, 1992 to 1995.
You merged the Marvel and DC.
Oh, the question was out of both of them.
It's top 3 out of both.
It's top 3 out of both. I mean, you didn't have to stay specifically.
I took it as the top 3 Marvel and top 3
you know what? I did that too, but I
you know how long that segment would be?
I read your question and I followed the instructions.
Well, I'm either gonna ruin it for Pev, or I'm just gonna show the world that to do it better. All right, I did the top 3.
Ruin it for Pev. That's what it's gonna be.
That's exactly what it is.
I went to the top 3.
40% off.
Top 3 for Marvel, and I'm gonna show you that this is how it's done. Ready?
You got this.
All right,
you
for
got this.
DC, number 3, I put in Superman the animated series. It was 4 seasons between 96 and 2000.
Oh, wow.
Starred Tim Daly and Clancy Brown. It was made by Bruce Timms, Alan Burnett, Stan Berkowitz, and Rich Fogel. Good show. It was exciting. It was also the spinoff from the Batman animated series, but Superman, it made it its own. It had its own rogue gallery. It was very entertaining, and I enjoyed it. I love that show.
That's dope.
Number 2, Batman the animated series, which you brought up. It starred Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. It had 2 seasons. It was on Fox Kids for 2 seasons between 1992 and 95, and then had its own 3rd season between 97, 98, 99, from Kids WB.
Okay.
The artwork was a little different, but was still the Bruce Timms artwork.
Mm-hmm.
It was done by Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, Mitch Bryan, Eric Randomski, and Michael Reeves, Randy Rogel, and Bern Stevens.
Sweet.
Great show. You touched everything upon it, so I'll just move on. And the number 1.
Drum roll.
Ready? Justice League Unlimited.
You son of a fish. You son of a fish.
But I'm also tailing it with the regular Justice League,
which was great.
That one, the
really
series
good.
started with let me see if I can get this right here. It was 2 seasons with Justice League Unlimited between 2004 and 2006, and then 3 seasons on Cartoon Network from 2004 to 2006. This show, I had to watch it all at once. It's right here.
Yeah, I was just pointing. I was like,
collection.
this one. I said this one.
And it had the first 3 seasons with the regular Justice League. It was a cool, action-packed show, but it had the original 7. You got to see the Joker, which I thought was awesome in that show, and Lex Luthor. And then when it became Unlimited, the whole cast grew, and I'll touch upon that later.
I like the art on it. It was pretty good.
Bruce
Art
Timm,
style.
I agree.
he's
Yeah.
the man.
Art style was really, really
He's
good.
behind the Superman show, the Batman show.
Mhm.
He's just everywhere. He did
Great art.
everything DC.
Bruce Timm's latest work was Batman: The Cape Crusader,
Cape
right?
Crusader.
Okay, that's what I
Yes,
thought.
that was, and you know what? It was a really good updated rendition of Batman, and I personally enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
And of course, my honorable mention, I'm gonna throw it real fast. Batman Beyond, 3 seasons between 1999 and 2001 from
Great
Kids
series, brother.
WB,
Great series.
and it starred Will Friedle and Kevin Conroy, and again, awesome show. Marvel, my top 3 was really interesting, and it was hard to tell you what number 3 is. Spider-Man the animated series. John Semper did the show. It ran 5 seasons between 1994 to 1998 on Fox Kids, starring Christopher Daniel Barnes to playing Spider-Man. Um, and they had, like you said, Mark Hamill guest star in a couple episodes. It's a fun show. I love that show.
It was great.
I put it at 3 only because the way it ended, like Mary Jane is still missing. We don't know what happened to her.
Yeah.
But
They should continue that.
They should. Disney.
They should. Why not?
Plus, get that.
X-Men, you continue to 97. Why not this?
It could be Spider-Man 98.
That'd be great. Oh, dude, how cool that'd be.
And we find out what happened to Mary Jane and then continue on where Spider-Man lives.
Get the same artists or try to get
And
the
the
same.
actor would come back.
Try to get everybody and bring them back, man. Why not?
All right, going on. Number 2, I combined this as well. X-Men 97, X-Men the animated series. You touched on both shows, so I'm not going to give much detail. Other than the fact that it was made by the animation was made by a South Korean studio called ACOM.
Okay.
Of course, Bew DeMayo, before he got fired, was on that show as well.
Akon and Young Jeezy.
Starred Norm Spencer and Cal Dodd and other actors and actresses that, is a lot. I don't want to be here.
Oh, yeah.
But that show combined, the original was awesome. 97 nailed it.
The icing on the cake,
looking
man.
for, and it's still going on to this day.
That's great.
And of course, flipping the page, my number 1 show, and I'm surprised you didn't say this, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, to me to this day is the number 1 Marvel show.
You son of a bitch.
2 seasons between 2010 and 2012. You can see it on Disney Plus. Starring Chris Cox and Brian Bloom. It was drawn and created by Tiro Nieli, Joshua Fine, and Christopher Yost. You know Christopher Yost in comics. Trust me, he got skills. Fred Tatalora, who played the Hulk as well, was also in it. To me, it was like the Avengers of the comics, and we'll get to that later on. And it was a great show. My honorable mention is Spider-Man 1967. Growing up on it, here comes the Spider-Man. 3 seasons in 1967 to 1970.
It's a throwback.
And it was on ABC. It was by Paul Soules, Paul Klinkman, and Peg Dixon. They all worked on that show. All old school.
Yep.
But at the time, it was like kind of revolutionary.
It's what we had, man.
It's what we had, and it was on. And
we didn't grow up then, but we watched the reruns. But they were amazing, dude.
It was classic, and it was like priceless. Those Spidey.
Potter, man.
But that was my honorable mention. So there you have it.
My honorable mention, of course, was the Earth's Mightiest Heroes from 2010 to 2013.
My number 1 became your honorable mention.
That was great, man. And Pedro touched on it, so we can just move on.
Move on, yeah.
So even though this segment went just over 20 minutes,
100 hours.
I will say I'm very impressed the research you did on both sides of the show. So you got respect on that for sure.
Much respect.
Represent.
So okay, maybe you didn't ruin it for Pev as much as Pev thought.
Oh, next.
Well, I talked about
this one I actually will. But
As much as Pev.
We have literally like
20 minutes. 20 minutes left.
no, we don't have 20 minutes. We have longer than that.
we're gonna fly through all that.
All right. So segment 2, compare and contrast. So Justice League, including Unlimited. So the animated series of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited versus Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I want you to compare both shows, not only to each other, but to their source material, to their adaptations, and to their character development. Who wants to take the wheel on this? I realize this is going to be a locked-in segment.
If you want to rock it, P, then I'll.
Well, like I touched earlier about Justice League Unlimited,
Yep.
I'll start there with Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. It was done by Bruce Timms, Rich Fogel, Stan Berkowitz, and Dwayne McDuffie. If you know him also in comics, he knows. R.I.P. by the way.
He's great.
It was 2 regular seasons, 52 episodes between 2001 2004. and Unlimited was 3 seasons, 39 episodes from 2004 to 2006. That's a lot of episodes.
Oh yeah.
And I broke it down to character development goes right to Justice League Unlimited. Only because after the introduction of the first 7 of the Justice League team, all of a sudden Justice League Unlimited introduced so many characters.
It's fast.
Hawkman.
It's too many.
It's too many.
Yeah, it's too many.
So focus on the characters of these characters,
Which was great.
and how they connected to the 7,
Which was great.
and it was great. The villains also had their own moments. So I think the way they developed it all the way into the end of that season, it was just unbelievable. I have to give them props to them. Artwork, of course, Bruce Timm. Enough said on that. I give that also to Justice League. The villains, who had the better villains?
I'm not asking you to tell me what's necessarily better. I'm asking you to compare and contrast.
Well, I'm saying they're better, and I'm just calling it. So the villains, they had more villains, and they were also connected to every hero that was on that team. Now you gotta go to the Avengers real quick. It had 52 episodes within 2 seasons between 2010 and 2012. Christopher Yost, the writer, Hiro Niele, and Joshua Fiennes also was the artist on this. This series reminded me of the George Perez run of the Avengers that came out in the 70s and in the 2000s. So his artwork, everybody who was on that team, every person he drew was in that show, with the exception of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, which for some reason was not on the show.
Scarlet Witch, it's Marvel.
Yeah, from the Avengers.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
We're talking about Avengers.
Okay, you lost me for 2 seconds. You're like, Unlimited. You said all the Avengers. It's all good, brother.
No,
I'm with you. We're here.
So,
people were here.
But everybody was on that show.
Kind of.
Who was in that George Perez run was in that show.
Yes.
And the storyline
man,
not only reflected on the history of the Avengers storyline, but also the recent shows, things that was going on within 2000s, like Secret Invasion, like Breakout, and Ultron Imperative. So those were recent storylines. They were doing it as well as the original, which was like Formation of the Avengers when the Hulk. Captain America.
Okay. I don't want you to necessarily summarize the show. I want you to compare and contrast the show.
Apple to apples, man.
Now, like I said before, character development, Justice League had it better. Avengers,
I agree,
went with the story. They went with the story, and we never. I mean,
take one thing at a time here. What did Justice League do good about character development?
Justice League took their time because they had so many episodes that they took the time every time they focused on a certain character.
Okay.
Where the Avengers, it was more about what the characters were going through at the moment with the villains as well as the team itself.
Okay. Do you have an example of somebody who had good character development through the event? During Justice League?
As for comparison, let's start with the Avengers. I think the first 5 episodes. Well, come on, I'll explain to you.
Okay, go on.
In the Avengers, the characters were introduced in the first 5 episodes, episodes.
Yeah.
That's when we got character explanation of who these characters were. But as soon as the team was formed after that, when Breakout happened, it just became about the team. Okay. You go to Justice League after the first season, and the first season it was about the team. And then as soon as Unlimited started, it was. Who would talk? What episode? The guest starred.
Gotcha.
Who's the superhero that shows up? Like, let me give an example. If we saw Green Arrow, that first episode on Unlimited, we actually got to know Green Arrow in those first episodes. And then he showed up again a couple episodes later, focusing on him and with his lifestyle with Black Canary. So I think Justice League Justice League Unlimited had more way of characterizing the characters.
Correct.
Where Avengers,
special guest
here. See,
Kitty.
That's Bandit.
Cat.
Yep, she is part of the Avengers West Coast, I believe. Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Friends don't get along very well. Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead down. There you go. No, she loves Marvel versus DC over there.
She does. She loves it for whatever reason.
Bye,
Bandit.
Say bye, Bandit.
Okay, that was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Cute. That was cute.
That was a nice little
cameo. It was a very cute
little cameo.
But I give that. I say character development, Justice League Unlimited.
Yep.
Accuracy, I give it to the
To the
Avengers,
Avengers? Gotcha.
because the source material was shown in every episode.
Yep, they
Where Justice
did a
League,
really
you
good
know,
job.
it was all about
They did a really good job.
development. It did. I think that's what it did. Artwork, I lean more towards Unlimited because the artwork was Bruce Timm's, where even though the Avengers was pretty cool style, it looked like it was trying too hard to be like Bruce Timm. You can argue me on that one.
Okay.
And theme song, I give it to the Avengers. They had a better theme song.
Mhm.
And the lineup, I also say the Avengers, even though Justice
Well,
League cheated, it had too
Yeah.
many heroes on one team.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not asking you to say what's better than the others. I want you to compare them to the show.
All right, you could.
Or
Pass the ball.
I think you've done a good
Pass the
job
ball.
at contrasting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Pass the ball. Pass the ball.
That's all right. I'm passing to you.
Pass the ball. Thank you, sir.
It was a tough question.
All right, here we go. Both series are based on popular superhero teams from the comic book universe.
Okay.
All series feature diverse range of characters, powers, abilities. Right. All series basically focus on teamwork. Cooperation between heroes and archive the common goal to achieve the common goal. Series battle, of course, powerful villains, etc., etc.
Right.
Differences: tone. Justice League Unlimited tends to have a more serious and darker tone, while Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes has a more lighthearted and humorous tone.
Yes.
Characterization: Justice League in Unlimited tends to focus more on individual characters and personalities, while the Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes focus more on team dynamic and relationships between the characters.
Well, that one.
Would you have a good example of team dynamics for the Avengers?
No, they work good as a team.
Like once the team was formed,
Yes.
well, you saw the
Like you said, it broke out in the beginning how the Hulk showed up and everybody formed the team.
Yes.
So and then they
when Nick Fury tried to have his team, the Avengers team, go after the villains that escaped, every time they faced the villain, they faced it together. See the dysfunctioning of the team at first until they learn how to work together as a team.
That's fair. I'll give you a more direct answer to that because I've thought about this too.
Yeah, your own version.
Look at Thor's relationship with the Hulk for the first season versus the third season, right? Hulk and Thor can't stand each other. They fight most of the time. And then
Team.
by the third season, they work together in unison, even like battling, like, okay, who could take out the most enemies in a single set. That is how you describe like the dynamic of the team changing. Where if you're talking about character development, I do agree. I think even just in Justice League Unlimited, look at Green Arrow from the first episode. I don't work with a team. I'm not about this.
He's trying to be anti, but
by the end of the first season, he's like, okay, I see why we're doing this. I'm going to take point on training the younger kids.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's character development.
Yeah.
That is not what you were saying
That's not
at
what
all.
I was saying that. I think everybody can argue that one, but that's what I was saying.
Next up, I got storylines. Justice League Unlimited tends to feature more complex and serialized storylines, while Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes features more standalone episodes with some multi-part storylines. Accuracy and adaptation. Both series are generally faithfully adaptation of the comic book source material, but Justice League tends to take more. Oh, what's so funny, brother?
Good.
No, it's fine.
No, I was looking at
They shouted out the cat
The
in the
cat.
chat, and he's laughing.
Oh, with the characters and storyline. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, on the other hand, tends to be more accurate and faithful to the comic book source material. Now, character comparison. I did a Superman, Justice League, of course, the Iron Man, Avengers. Both characters are leaders and founding members of their respective team. However, Superman is more of a traditional hero with a strong sense of justice, while Iron Man is more of a self-made hero with a focus on technology and innovation. Then you got Batman, Justice League versus Captain America, Avengers. Both characters are skilled fighters and strategists. But Batman is more of a dark and grittier character with a focus on detective work. While Captain America is more traditional hero with a focus on patriotism and duty. And then you got Wonder Woman versus Black Widow. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, both characters are skilled fighters and athletic, but Wonder Woman is more of a traditional hero with a focus on passion and empathy, while Black Widow is more of a complex and nuisance character with a focus of espionage and covert operation.
I gotta correct you on
Yeah,
that. I
talk
don't
to me,
think
brother.
Black Widow should be considered like comparison to Wonder Woman.
No,
Only
no.
because in
Yeah.
the show,
Mhm.
Black Widow was considered like a guest hero on the show, where Wonder Woman was literally part of the team.
All right, let me ask you this:
Yes.
did Black Widow ever make an appearance? Did she ever appear in any of the episodes?
She showed up.
She's still part of the team.
She didn't officially join.
Doesn't matter.
She's still
if she's-
undercover and with
It doesn't matter.
Did she fight alongside the Avengers?
She did.
Ever?
She did. As some
Hold on.
grudgingly.
Mic drops.
But she also fought against the Avengers.
So, but
too,
by,
because
but by that logic,
She was nuisance.
I mean, that's not arguments to why you should not compare. That's an
No.
argument of why you should contrast.
well,
You can compare that Marvel's Avengers and Justice League had two strong female leads,
right.
Black Widow and
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, but then you can compare or you can contrast saying Wonder Woman is in far more episodes
Yeah.
than
And
But I would have compared if I did the comparison like you did. It
Mhm.
would have been obviously you compared Superman and Iron Man, right?
yeah, I try to make it somewhat
And I
fair,
think
in a
that
sense.
was fair. No, that
Yeah.
actually was very fair. And I believe Batman and Captain America were Batman, even though Superman appears to be the leader. Technically, it was Batman because he was just the more smart, knows how to lead.
Is the brain
same thing with Captain
Exactly.
America. You can make the
Where
same
Captain
argument.
America, Iron Man decided being a leader was too much, so he wanted to step back and let Cap do the leading.
Yeah,
If you remember in the
He's the
episode, he
Batman.
did do that.
he's their Batman.
So
But
it was
you're
very
making
complicated.
the exact same argument on both sides. You can compare that
Oh yeah,
even though Captain America seemed to be the leader, Iron Man's the strategist. Iron Man was leading the team before Captain America was
Before,
formed.
right.
Out.
All right,
And
let me
even
ask you-
actually in
but
the
then-
first season.
no, but that's why I would. But then with Wonder Woman,
yeah, but
I
let me
would
ask you this:
compare
who
her
would
to
you?
Thor.
You would compare Wonder Woman to
Yeah,
Thor.
but what about what's the female lead or in Avengers?
So
The
actually,
female lead would have been the Wasp.
let's give him a second though. How would you compare Thor and Wonder Woman? I'm
Well,
actually
what they
curious.
have in common is they're both considered godly powers.
Okay.
Thor is actual god.
They're gods.
Wonder Woman
She's
is
the
the
Amazon.
daughter of a
Amazon.
god. Yeah.
Pretty damn close to a god.
So they have the old school god,
mentality.
Mhm.
mythological
Yeah.
background.
Well, very different cultures too.
Yeah.
Is the comparison? You have Greek, somewhat order in
Mythology.
governments and such like that, where Vikings were
Right.
we live and die for the battle.
Right. So that's
there
where
you
but
go.
that's where the only similarities end, and that's why I would say, okay, that should have been the
was
comparison.
a
Then you could
similarity.
pick.
Yeah,
You could have picked which one was better than the other, as in how they were used in both shows.
I didn't want to bash it, like just grab all male characters. I mean,
I know.
you got to throw a chick in there somehow.
Well, sometimes we can be woke about
Black
that.
Widow's cute too, man. She's
You
cute.
could've-
for the
Yeah,
guy.
I
could've
think
figured it.
your compare and contrast was very fair.
Well,
Yeah, I think that was a fair.
it's
Yeah.
fair. I just thought
Again, these are
wasn't used. as-
these are all my thoughts.
I think
These
female
are my
wise,
comparisons.
I thought
Get
the
out of my head.
Wasp was seen a lot more in the show
I got
than
you.
Black Widow. That I would have
Yeah.
did that way. Then
Well, then why didn't
Then
you,
that's-
sir?
You missed.
that would have been.
That would've
So
been
again,
your
I
list.
dropped the ball on that one.
No, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, you guys ready for the
No,
next?
no balls. No
The
balls.
cat threw me off.
No balls. No balls. RP, you can rock this one.
So we got this.
We're good then. We're going to segment three.
baby.
All right. Segment 3: animation DC movies versus Marvel movies. Who did this better?
Love
Any
this.
of the animated movies are
One of my
fine to
favorites.
compare,
You-
but this
First,
will.
I'll go first to this one.
Oh, this will exclude. I'm so sorry. This
What?
will exclude the motion comics and the Watchmen animation.
Yes.
So you can totally
Can't have
talk
them.
about.
Oh, that's easy.
Anything else?
Well,
Anything.
I'm gonna drop a list if it's okay with you because you're
Whoa,
talking about animation
whoa,
DC movies.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa.
Read the question. What did it say?
Follow the
Animation
question.
DC movies versus Marvel movies. Who did this better?
Who did it better?
Okay. If I
Uh-huh.
were to just give you a one-word answer,
Give me the answer and then tell me what you want to
that's what
say.
I'm about to get.
No,
to.
you're going to do it in the exact opposite.
Okay,
Tell
I could have
us-
did it, Bob. It's all right. Here we go. Marvel fans, brace yourself.
You already know.
Between the anime DC movies and the Marvel movies, animation, excuse me, not anime. The winner is DC because you know what they say:
Totally agree with you, brother.
saturation. You fill up the market, you become the favorite. That's how I do it. I like I said, I wrote this huge list.
Yep.
Okay. And
I know you did.
It did.
I know
It started
you
in
did.
2007, and DC, the animation, they just blew it up. And we're talking about these animated movies, not the animated series. They started with Superman Doomsday,
Mhm.
Justice League versus Teen Titans, Justice League New Frontier, Batman: The Killing Joke,
Mm.
Batman: Gotham Knights, Justice League Dark, Wonder Woman, Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, Green Lantern: First Flight, Batman and Harley Quinn,
Yep.
Superman and Batman: The Public Enemies,
That was great.
Batman: Gotham Gaslight, Justice League Crisis of Two Earth, big difference.
One of my favorites.
Suicide Squad: Hell to
Aquaman's a
Pay,
beast.
Batman: Under the Red Hood, The Death of Superman, Superman: Batman
He's dropping all my
Apocalypse,
shit.
The Reign of Superman, All-Star Superman, Justice League versus Fatal Five,
Let's go to segment 4.
Really? Yeah.
Green Lantern Emerald Knight,
Shit.
Batman Hush, Batman Year One, Wonder Woman Bloodline, Justice League Doom, Superman Red Sun, Superman the Elite. I think we're getting the point. You want me to check it out?
No, I don't want you to keep going.
You want me to keep going?
The Joker to help.
I should know.
Memories, man.
I want to know when
Yeah.
you were thinking about this.
Yeah.
I'd rather know what movies were you comparing.
Yeah, what's
So, like, were you comparing Hulk versus Wolverine?
I
Apples to
compared
apples.
every animated series
Okay,
movie.
Tommy,
that
answer
I
the
saw.
question and let's move on.
here? Consistency, I go DC hands down.
Hands down.
Faithfulness,
There's
source.
so many.
DC generally is more faithful to original comic book. Emotional depth, DC animation movies often explore complex themes and emotions, making them more relatable and engageable. You covered everything, bro. I mean,
I was only halfway on my list.
yeah, the
I'm
ones I
sorry,
was going to
everybody.
touch on were The Dark Knight from 2012, a gritty noir inspired, from Frank Miller's classic Justice League Flashpoint Paradox.
It was
Great movie, man. 2013. Batman Under the Red Hood, of course.
was
When
a
it
good
showed
one. Yeah.
Robin. Oh man, such a great movie. And then you got your Marvels, you got innovating storytelling. Marvel takes more of a risk of their animated movies, experimenting with a unique storytelling approach to genre. Lighthearted tone, Marvel adaptation. Animated movies are often more humorous, lighthearted tone, which appeals to a broader audience. Like you said, DC flooded the hell out the market.
Flooded out.
Marvel has some really great ones out there too. I'm not gonna front. Like Planet Hulk was amazing. Loved it.
Hulk versus was the best one.
And they had the versus Wolverine, and also had
Versus Thor.
yes, and then Beta Ray Bill made an appearance.
I know.
I wish dude would have showed up in a
But that
freaking
was
Thor movie,
out
man.
of all of them. I mean, don't get me.
That was one of my favorite dudes,
That was
man.
my
Beta Ray
favorite.
Bill,
Ultimate
man. Holy
Avengers was
shit.
also another good one
Great.
when they first started.
Great.
But then they threw out. I only have like 7 names: Ultimate Avengers 2, Invincible Iron Man, Doctor Strange, the Super Supreme, Next Avengers. That was a good one. Heroes of Tomorrow.
I should let you keep fucking going.
Hulk, Planet Hulk, Thor, Tales of Asgard, and Hulk versus. That was it. I mean, they were good, but the problem was DC hit home
This
runs
is-
more than them.
I just want you to know I'm not flashing all of the ones you listed off in the edited version. Okay.
Forever.
Do you understand? Do you
I can
understand?
understand why.
He's never gonna leave the house, man. Go order Chinese food every day.
So many,
Some pizza the next
there
day.
were so many to compare it, but the only thing was you talk about 7 or 8 movies of Marvel versus like a gazillion
Oh,
of DC.
the
And that's when I was sitting there going, you know what?
Yeah, it's
DC
tough.
gets the win.
Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, well, like we touched on, Planet Hulk, and a lot of people forget Big Hero 6 was great too. That was based on
That
a
was
comic,
another
and even
movie. I
Stan
didn't
Lee
put-
showed up at the end. Do you
I
remember
didn't put
that?
that on my list because I thought Big Hero 6 was created by Disney for New Marvel.
No, he was actually in the comic. Shang-Chi, I forgot the actual
Shang-Chi,
issue.
oh, he was.
He appeared. He was in the back.
Oh, he
It had Silver
he slipped
Samurai
out
in
on
it.
that
It had Big Hero 6 in it. Yeah, he
Yep,
appeared
I
in
have
it
to look
first.
for that.
He's also very big in Marvel publications in Japan. Like he has his own series and stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, who did better? Like you said, DC. I believe hands down did it.
now
Amazing.
here's the thing though. Obviously your argument is whatever you want it to be, right? But now I have sort of a problem with your argument. Not to criticize you.
What a
at all.
surprise. Go ahead.
So
Said I'm not surprised.
what is the how do I put this?
What is your favorite?
What was a better comic book adaptation?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw it at you.
Like from the book
From
to
the-
the
Wait,
book
hey,
to-
no, hang
I'm
on.
not
Let me.
guessing.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Let me say it like this. What was a better comic book series? Did you like Welcome Back, Frank, or did you like The Court of Owls?
I like the Welcome Back Frank.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Now, Welcome Back, Frank only was what, 6 issues?
It was 12 issues.
Are you sure about that?
I think it was 12 issues.
Okay, let's say are you including Warzone in that?
Could find out.
No.
Find out for
I
me,
think it was
Tommy.
12
real
I got you. I got you.
So
I'm getting tested here, but
I am.
Good.
How many issues was Court of Owls?
Court of Owls, I think, was 6. Unless you're talking about each, like,
We'll talk about when they set the series. So volume 1 and 2 in the New 52 archives is 1 volume.
Okay.
So the Court of Owls storyline is, I think, about, I want to say 20 issues altogether. I could be wrong.
12 issues on that.
12 issues?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back.
So DC flooded the market with Court of Owls. But you liked Welcome Back, Frank better. Why?
The way Garth Ennis told the story and the way the artwork of Steve Dillon.
Okay, fantastic. So that's an instant where DC flooded the market, but that logic trail doesn't track with what you said before. If you flood the market, you should be the most popular or the favorite, right?
Sure.
But you appreciated the Punisher more than a Batman storyline. So to say that DC is better because they have a zillion and one movies, I don't think is a fair argument. I'll give you a great example. I actually think the 2 Ultimate Avengers cartoons is better than every animated Superman movie ever. The depth that goes into those to tell a story, especially considering that the first one is mostly a Captain America story at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right? Where
it was great.
It was, right?
It was really, really
Where
great.
Superman Unbound, for instance, just shows a guy who's struggling to get a girlfriend, and then a fucking alien ship comes and invades Earth. It was okay. It wasn't bad, but I would much rather watch Ultimate Avengers again, both of them, than any of the Superman movies. So if you want to say DC puts out more quality, even though they have a very large quantity, that's a fair argument. Okay, Marvel overall, I can definitely see that. But I'd also make the argument that it wouldn't be because the market is oversaturated. Does that make sense?
Well, when I say oversaturated, okay, maybe the word is being twisted here. Let me explain what I mean. Out of these, I don't even know how many.
There's an abundance.
I'm going to guess the number if it's okay with you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Let's say, all right, based on what I saw, it could be like 80 movies that DC put out alone. Right?
Yes.
Through Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And let's say within 1 month, they put out, let's say, 5 movies all at once. And now those 5 DC movies, this is why I call us oversaturating, hitting us all at once in that month.
Yes.
Now those 5, let's say 3 of them told a really good story. Artwork was phenomenal. It was like a really good story, right? Yep. And then for Marvel, they had 8. I said 8 movies. They came out, let's say, with 1 movie every 2 months. And let's say that movie was good too. Okay. Now let's go, like you said, for every 2 months that 1 movie comes out. Meanwhile, every month, every 5 movies keep coming out, and there's 3 good ones.
We understand the concept of overflooding the market. I get you there. What is your argument? So let's say DC's putting out more movies than Marvel every month.
Right. And then you're talking about the movies that miss for Marvel. So that 1 movie that comes out every 3 months is not a good one. Like I believe Invincible Iron Man was
it was okay.
The artwork just overwhelmed us. The story didn't make sense. And then that movie's considered a flop. Meanwhile, DC puts out 5 movies, and again, 3 of them are still consistently doing well. So that's where you start looking at those DC cartoon movies and be like, yo, they're doing really good. They nailed it. Marvel, it's like a hit or miss when it comes to the cartoon movies.
Yeah.
So that's when I say the winner is DC.
Yeah, I always get that.
It's maybe the word oversaturate might have thrown you off. But that's, to me, is the oversaturation part. There are so many movies that came out DC because of Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers was very strong on these animations.
They just pump them out too, man.
But that's the same argument. You're saying that because there's more of a backing and they put out more movies, thus DC wins by default. I don't think that's necessarily fair.
No, that's not fair.
I understand your point. You're talking quality.
Yeah. There could be there could be 6 movies DC puts out this year, and Marvel puts 2 out. Exactly.
But Warner Brothers also had an advantage. They knew where to get the right talent, and DC all just had to do is get them.
Okay, and Marvel had Lionsgate Studios backing them for all their animations.
That's huge, man.
That's huge. Lionsgate Studios is the sole reason why most book-to-movie adaptations succeeded in the early 2000s.
Right.
If anything, Marvel had the advantage, and Marvel found some great talent. I mean, the voice of Wolverine, the voice of Thor, the voice of Captain America. They found
the talent to do them.
Right.
Well, I'm also referring to the artwork. Like I said, Iron Man 2 was through the loop.
Totally fine. Then say that next time. DC did better artwork. DC had better actors. DC had this quality movie because I can compare, the Return of the Joker to Doctor Strange. They came out at the same time period. I know they didn't, but just follow me.
Yeah, that's fair.
They came out at the same time period. This one had better art. This one had a more engaging story. This felt like a cheap cash grab. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Fair.
You know what was really good? Was when Lobo showed up in the cartoon recently. Remember when Superman was young, like he just became Superman, and Lobo came and like just handed him his ass.
What's
the name of the movie?
It's in a series, I think, isn't it?
It might be the series.
I think it was.
Oh no,
it was a movie. It's
Man
like
of Tomorrow.
Yes,
Man of Tomorrow.
It was like Superman just became Superman, and freaking Lobo shows up. He's like, "Dude, I got a bounty on your head."
Man of Tomorrow was not on your list.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's a more recent one, which is fair.
Yeah, that's fair because it didn't make it that far.
So, okay,
There's
are
a
we
lot.
good on this segment?
Yeah,
we're
I
good,
think,
man.
I think
Okay.
now you understand
So
what I
good.
was trying to say. So I think we're good on it.
Man.
You understand what I was
I
trying
know
to say?
what you're trying to say. We got it. Wow.
All right, so now let's go to our cousins over in the East. Let's talk about Marvel anime and DC anime. Who does it better? So examples of that. Well, okay, you guys, the examples were for you guys to look up. So tell me what you guys think. Let's conversate about it.
I can go first if you like. It's up to you, brother.
Well, who did it better? I'm going to say Marvel did. Okay.
Yep.
And they did it in a very short time. Okay, and they did good. Marvel at one point launched. I think it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 5 series.
Yep.
They were very short. It was a 12 episodes each. It was on what's that TV channel? Oh my god.
G4 released them at the time. Yep.
G-Force released. I remember I was glued to the TV watching this. It was Iron Man back in 2010, Wolverine 2011, X-Men 2011, Blade 2011.
I was gonna say.
And first of all, those 4 shows like anime style.
Shout out to
It was phenomenal.
Madhouse was a beast.
And whether it was comic accurate or not, didn't matter because they told a story that was okay. It was just, it makes sense. And like the X-Men lineup was putting Emma Frost part of that team. That was pretty cool. Blade fighting those vampires and they showed the violence in that with the sword.
Dude, the anime was sick. It was sick.
I was mad
for its time. It
costume.
still holds.
One at a time.
It still holds.
It does hold, right?
Yeah.
And then Wolverine without the costume and he's fighting and all of a sudden his violence where he's doing this. It was Iron Man. It was epic. It was all epic.
I realize you're talking about the series right now, right?
Those 12 series that were anime.
Did you guys see the 2 Iron Man adaptations as well?
Rise of
I think I saw one.
Ride of Technovore, and then there was
Saw that
Punisher
one.
and Black Widow.
Black Widow.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah.
Oh, you were? Okay.
I was about to get into those because
Very good.
after
I was gonna
those
mention that.
series came out, which I thought Marvel had, like they owned the anime section. They came out with those 2 series as well as Marvel Disc Wars, The Avengers, which was on TX Network, and Marvel's Future Avengers, which was on Disney Plus.
2017. Yeah.
And the quality of the anime is, was still good.
Young
Story-wise was a little shaky, with the Future Avengers and everything, but everything else, the Rise of Technovore, which was very horror related with Iron Man, and the Confidential with Black Widow and the Punisher working together, I thought that was pretty creative.
That's probably my favorite one.
I think
that was sick.
That was a good anime.
Quality-wise, story-wise, Marvel had it on the button. And I would like to see more of it. Just throwing that out to you guys, get back with these anime people because they got it.
Yeah.
And with the success of Rivals, the video game, they could do it. DC, it was touch and go, and that's why I didn't give them the win because they have Batman Ninja in 2018.
Yep.
Teen Titans, Trouble in Tokyo in
2003
2006.
to 2006. Yep.
Batman the movie
series.
There's
a series.
Gotham Knights from Batman in 2008 and Suicide Squad Asikai in 2024.
Okay. You touched on everything.
I'm sorry, I touched it, but
dude, everything he just said is my list. Everything.
Jump in then.
Yeah, I'm just whatever.
I just feel keep this segment as an open conversation.
Yeah. All I can say is those shows they were good.
Yeah.
Okay, like good. Not as strong as Marvel did with their shows, but they were good. Comic accuracy was a little off. It touched it, and then it was off it. It was touching it, and it was off it. Trouble in Tokyo with the Teen Titan, I had a problem with it. I was not feeling that art,
No.
that artwork on that.
About Justice League New Frontier from 2008.
New Frontier, that was another one. I liked it. I liked the artwork on that. Story wise, it was like old school, so I was okay with that. But none of it compared to what I saw in those anime shows and story wise.
Yeah.
It was okay. DC did a good try. But I think their strong suit is just the American animation that they normally do.
Yes.
And they could, like you said, flood the gate.
They tried though.
No, it's good that they tried.
You gotta give them some
DC, but when it came to
God bless DC.
when Marvel touched it, not only it felt like a Marvel show, it felt like it came straight from Japan.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's
It
what
was. It was produced.
it was produced, but you could feel it and you could enjoy it. And as an anime fan, you would love those shows. So hands up to them.
How about the DC shorts from 2011 to 2014?
The shorts?
Yeah.
What
A series of
shorts?
animated shorts features various DC characters.
Did they
some
have
of
any
which
Japanese
showcase
ones?
Japanese-inspired visual and storytelling. Yeah, it's all
I
DC
didn't know
shorts.
about that one.
Did you touch on Batman Gotham Knights
Yes.
from 2008? Yeah.
He mentioned it. He didn't talk about
Great.
it.
I think that was out of all the artwork of that show, that one was the best.
You think so? Well, that one had multiple artists working on it. 'Cause they were short
So
stories.
that's why it felt
Yeah.
like an anime.
Yeah.
It was
It
like
says an
switching up
anime
with
style
different arts.
animated film that served a bridge between Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight,
Yes, Dark Knight,
which was great.
which was awesome.
Freaking amazing.
That's why I give it to that show.
Yeah, you touched on all my Marvels, the Iron Man, the
It's not
Wolverine, the
many.
X-Men, the 2011.
There's not many.
Yeah, but they were really
They
good.
were good.
They were, yeah,
Especially
they
as
were
a
good.
series. It was,
Yeah.
we were like sitting
Yeah,
there watching.
I totally agree. Marvel hands down.
We're also missing one of the Marvel ones. I don't know if we need to put the salt in the wound. Yeah, we're missing a major one that only.
Well, is it the What If?
No, what
That's
if
a
not-
series too.
What if it's not
It was
anime though?
That was
No,
animated.
It's animation.
Yeah, not anime.
Big difference.
Gotcha.
Come on, there's one we're missing.
What from where? DC or Marvel?
Marvel's anime. There was one more in that line that came out much later than all the
Marvel Disc Wars?
No.
But that's also Japanese animated style. Features the
both
Avengers.
pages.
Hold on, I might have it. It might be on the other
Is that the
page.
one, the Confidential with Captain America?
How about
Man?
Marvel Future
Yeah.
Avengers?
No,
Or you
we
already
mentioned that
talked
one.
about it.
Guys, the
Wow.
Black Panther.
Panther was anime?
There is an anime of the Black Panther. It was first revealed and
Mm-hmm.
released in Australia and then came to G4 about 2 years after release.
It was on G4?
It was on G4.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember that one either.
I'm gonna
How
fi-
long was it on?
Only about a year. It only had one season.
One season. All right.
It's set up for Siri to be the next Black Panther, but it did the whole story arc of Claw and M'Baku.
I remember Black
dope.
Panther came out and it was on MTV, believe it or not. It was the but it was considered like the comic motion comic.
Yeah, not the motion. I know which one you're
I
talking
remember
about.
seeing that for Black Panther. I didn't know he had an anime.
There was an anime entry,
yeah,
yep,
yeah.
and the
I didn't
whole
know.
first
Even-
season
I'd have
is
to
the story
go
arc
back.
of T'Challa becoming king.
I
and
have to go
him
back.
telling Siri she'll be the next Black Panther.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I gotta look that up. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
watch
I'm
that.
gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it
definitely
now.
watch it.
Yeah, G4 only had it for about a year. The show was canceled, but it
Oh,
prior to it released only in Australia.
how's the art? Nice.
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
Let me ask you a question: is G4 still around?
G-Force is not around. No, they
we
closed
need to
that.
bring it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bring back G4.
Yeah, IGN kind of assassinated them.
What?
IGN
Assassinate them.
Yeah, IGN kind of assassinated.
Oh,
G4.
IGN did it. We gotta take care of
Bastards.
IGN. We're gonna
We
fix them. We're gonna school them.
we're gonna find you.
Find them.
We're gonna skill you.
But yeah, I think we agree. Marvel is the best.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Very good. Very good.
I mean,
All right.
DC did their little attempt, but
Gentlemen, we have one last segment. This one's going to be really brief because we have to do the giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to know, what do you guys want to see next from Marvel and DC animations?
go first, me.
Go for it.
All right, Marvel animation projects up and coming. Of course, your Friendly Neighborhood, which is out.
Yes.
Loving it. An animated Disney Plus series set in an alternate universe. Marvel Zombies, a 4-part episode
What the
animated
heck?
series exploring the post-apocalyptic world, releasing in October 2025.
Yes. That's
And we
coming
got Eyes of Wakanda, a 4-episode animated series exploring Wakanda warriors through history, releasing August 6, 2025. Then you got Spider-Man Freshman Year, an animated series released to be announced. DC has a Creature Commando, an animated series part from DC coming out, released to be announced. Harley Quinn Season 5, an adult animated series comedy series
Oh
released
yeah. That's a
November
yo,
28, 2024. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth, Part 1 anime series released January 2024. And that's pretty much what I got. Oh, Dynamic Duo, an animated movie focusing on the early days of Robin, Dick Grayson, and Jason Todd.
That's gonna be a
to be
DC
released.
anime. Oh,
Yeah.
animation.
Animation.
And now what do you want to see next from Marvel and DC animations?
I think DC's doing great.
Okay.
So that's what I wrote down. Marvel just needs more animation. Anime.
I totally agree.
I think anime may be the key to them because that's their strength. Animation shows, Disney Plus is doing it with X-Men 97 and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
What If?
They could keep doing What If.
Yeah.
They could keep doing it that way. It
Pumping
can
them
catch
out.
up. And, I think with Disney backing them, they'll be fine. Believe it or not, they will be fine.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
You know how you do the hit?
Oh, the top hot books that are coming out.
Books.
Here we go.
Do it.
Well, let me draw the winner
let's
first.
show.
Yeah, so that
Here we go, guys.
that way they have time to fill out the shipping information.
Good luck. Good luck.
All right, so let's see
Good luck,
who
guys.
wins the giveaway. So I'm going to close the entries and let me pull the winner.
Shout out again to Heroes in Action, Milford.
Heroes in Action.
392 Milford Post Road. Go check them out. Great place. And they have a massive sale going on. They usually do weekends, but they're actually open Monday through Friday.
They got good deals on good books.
Steals and deals.
Steals.
Silver Age, all years, graded. Talking toys, half off. Great shop.
And they have it all. Trust me. I found books recently there that I haven't found anywhere.
When you go there, tell them Tom, Pedro, and Pete sent you. And Comic Convo Express, baby.
All right, I'm going to do the poll, all right?
Go
All
for
right.
it.
And Grandpa Chewy, thank you very much for entering. You have won.
Yay, Chewy!
My boy Chewy. I'll connect with him then in a little bit.
Congrats, brother.
That way.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys for being with us. So you have the top 5.
Top 5 real quick. Recommending on cartoon shows that came out within the year. And this is recommended by Comic Convo Express. Creatures Commandos has one season out from 2024 for HBO Max. Recommend you to check that show out. Batman, the Cape Crusader also has one season 2024
Really
from
good show.
Amazon. Check that out. Invincible.
Oh, man.
Check all 3 seasons that came out between 2021 to today. Check it out. It's on Amazon as well.
Kirkman's a beast.
Kirkman is awesome.
He's a beast.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Which is Pedro.
One season just came out this year
Pedro Parker.
on Disney Plus. There we go.
Pedro Parker.
And of course, X-Men and / X-Men 97, 5 seasons and 1 season. So let's call it a good 6. For Disney Plus, both shows are on it. Check them all out. It is awesome.
Perfect. Okay. Guys, make sure you check us out again to support the channel. Go check out youtube.com/Comic Combo Express. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you follow
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yep. Follow over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Comic Combo Express. And check out all our extended content over at patreon.com/Comic Combo Express. It is as cheap as signing up at $4 a month. I think we have it as.
Just like buying
It's cheap.
It's 40% off.
Can you imagine?
I can't get that out. Can't get that out of my head. I'm so sorry, man. You're killing me.
I'm very flawed.
Sorry, man.
It's all good. We have a whole bunch of content. We do an extra episode every month called the After Hours.
Check it out.
Sometimes we do multiple. And you get to see all the extended.
Pause. Big pause on that one.
Some multiples. That's what you said, right? Multiples. Once again, thank you guys. Thank you. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, drop a comment.
Yeah, cheap as $4 a month. And you get all the extra content. Cool. Yeah, you get to see the edited version of the show about a week before it goes on to YouTube.
It's all gonna get edited.
Magic
It's all gonna get edited. Chop the end.
I want you to remember this. I want you to remember the shame I send you.
Oh boy.
All right. It's been Comic Combo Express. Thank you guys for being here.
God bless you. Be safe. Take care, guys.